This guy you're about to hear is a front runner in the GOP Senate race in North Carolina. His name is Greg Brannon. He's off his rocker and he makes things up. Ladies and gentlemen, Exhibit A.
Now, how far will that go? Well, last year, February 29, 2012, in the Journal of Ethics of Australia, they debated that. They said, we already know abortion is fine. Why stop in the womb? Why not 3 months after? Why should we end with responsibility at that point? That's going to happen in America. Florida's doing it, trying to do it now, and so is Georgia, Planned Parenthood, because we allowed that slippery slope. Every human being deserves life, liberty, and property.
He just said Planned Parenthoods in Florida and Georgia want to murder 3-month-old children. How can anybody be stupid enough to believe that? Really? You actually think progressives and liberals and Democrats and people from Planned Parenthood sit around a room together and talk about, let's not stop at abortion. Who's in favor of infanticide? Raise your hand. Right, yeah, the people who are fighting to make sure there's a social safety net so that poor kids get taken care of when they're born. The people who actually give a shit about people are arguing for murder of those same people. These guys are fucking lunatics, man. Like, you have to have some sort of level of common sense and some sort of filter where you can break down the bullshit. Like, we've heard claims from Rush Limbaugh and people like that. They say things like this all the time. Liberals want babies to get killed. But he's a fucking Senate candidate and he's saying it, and he totally believes it. You can tell he believes it. How deep in your right-wing bubble do you have to be that you have this ridiculous caricature of liberals like they're in favor of murder? Meanwhile, who are the ones that were arguing to go into Iraq and go into Afghanistan and use drone strikes in Somalia and Yemen and Pakistan that oftentimes kill civilians? A 98% failure rate with the drones. 100,000 civilians killed in Iraq. And they're arguing, oh, no, it's still, we're in favor of the war. We just have to do it. We got to protect the nation, So they're the ones that are actually arguing for the death of civilians like, hey, man, it's war. War happens sometimes. Sometimes accidents happen in war. So they're the ones that are actually arguing for it. And then they turn around on us and say, you're in favor of killing children because you're in favor of abortion after kids are born. Yeah, that's fucking called murder, you dipshit. It's illegal. And nobody on our side ever argued for that, and we never would. So what is he trying to stretch here? What did Brannon twist and mangle to come to that conclusion? Quote, Brannon's statement appears to be based on testimony given last year by a lobbyist for the Florida Alliance of Planned Parenthood Affiliates. Asked how the organization's physicians would respond if a baby were born alive during an abortion, something that never happens. Maybe there's one case ever, or two, because 98% of abortions are performed before 20 weeks in the U.S. You can't survive at that point outside of the womb. So they just make that up. But okay, so they asked that question, and the lobbyist was fucking confused, because the lobbyist thinking like I am, like, that doesn't fucking happen. But the lobbyist says, I don't know, I'll have to check. So this guy takes that comment and spins it, as if the guy said, yeah, we'll kill him up to 3 months old. He's a fucking liar. This guy is a liar. That's all the evidence you need. Case closed. I just explained to you exactly how it went down. But get this. In a follow-up statement, Barbara Dravecki, CEO of Planned Parenthood of Southwest and Central Florida, unambiguously rejected that notion further. She said, quote, in the extremely unlikely event that the scenario presented by the legislators ever happened, of course Planned Parenthood would provide appropriate care to both the woman and the infant. This guy is a lunatic, man. In the same speech, he also went on to say that women get abortions because they have a nihilistic worldview, and that causes them to believe in evolution, and then evolution makes you believe in abortion, and then, of course, like he said, abortion makes you believe in murder. It's so silly. So to him, the only reason to live is God, Jesus, Bible. No. People who are atheists and agnostics, I know I am one, we think our entire purpose is on this world. You're delaying everything to a second life that's never going to come. We actually think this is our only chance at consciousness. So what do? We live this to our fullest. We actually want to be the best people we can be. We are incredibly moral. We are incredibly ethical. We want to have careers that make us happy and have passions and dreams and and spread love. But he flips it like, well, no, if you're an atheist, you're a fucking nihilist and you're in favor of murdering babies. What a sick fuck.